Hi there, this is Boaz again. Just learned that I can't upload videos longer than 15 minutes to YouTube, so I'll keep this under 15 minutes. I tried previously and went over 15 minutes. All right, got some nice apple juice in my apartment. These are some printouts of some paintings of my stepsister from years back. Okay, let's see. So I wanted to continue on. I'm going to share my screen here. And I wanted to talk about this painting that I did today. All right. So this is a painting I did today. It's kind of a continuation of the other painting I did that had the Wilczek's and Sean Carroll's core model. And this is kind of standard model. So you've got quantum field theory, and then you kind of move upward here, and you get relativist, you get quantum mechanics. So you've got the Dirac equation. I mentioned here, then you up into the Schrodinger equation. So from relativistic quantum mechanics to non-relativistic quantum mechanics, and there's a method of second quantization is one way to go from the Dirac equation from single particle relativistic quantum mechanics to the quantum field theory. Anyway, you move up, and we have the commutation relation, and in the relativistic and non-relativistic cases, and then we've got the Hamiltonian for a particle moving in an electromagnetic field, and then kind of moving upwards to the helium atom, a little funny representation of a helium atom, and then getting more complicated, moving upwards in scale. You get an amino acid with hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, hydroxide, and a additional R group, and then moving up even bigger into a protein. And I write UR here. It's just kind of a there we go. Issue about how do we situate ourselves in this world. I mean, it's a difficult time, and I mean, it's very stressful. This government stuff, basically trying to create a fascist government in our country right now. It's really disturbing, and there's major attacks on science. There's there's destroying the government, and cutting down climate science, and when we need it so badly, we have to figure out how to live in this next period, this next time in history. And I think it's partly because we don't have a clear picture of who we are and what humanity is. In some way, science is kind of, that's what John Vervaeke's Awakening from the Meaning Crisis is about, is sort of how we used to get meaning from another world. There was a kind of supernatural world, or this other higher world or something, and we attached this kind of universal sense of meaning to that other world. And that was a period that we thought that way for a long time. And then the science came along and kind of said, you know, this other world doesn't really exist. What are you talking about? supernatural stuff, this angels, and I mean, it doesn't work with the science. So some people then kind of go ahead and still believe in these things. But as a physicist, it kind of, you've got to take this seriously, and then personally, then you're left with this question about how do you think about meaning? So I've really appreciated that framing and the lectures by Vervaeke, and so this painting is kind of thinking about that. I mean, I've thought about reductionism for many years, and that's sort of part of one of the ideas that's prevalent in our scientific picture, that the lowest level is the only real level, and then it's only through emergence that you get the higher levels. But John Vervaeke, and he connected to a lot of other people giving talks and books and such, talks about a Neoplatonist ontology where these different levels are all real. And that's kind of nice, that the other levels are real. I mean, I want to be real, and I want to think my couch is real, and the guitar and the desk and carpet, and both my body and my experiences, I'd like to think those are real. And I don't want to say that only quantum fields are real. And he pointed to Wolfgang Smith. I've got a whole pile of books over here. Oh, where's that one? Oh yeah, this one. It's got a lot of good stuff. It's also goes a little off the edge, even having a chapter on astrology, which is, anyway, but still, he's got some good. He died recently, but he has a rich perspective, and he's also a mathematical physicist. So a while back, I got this book by Wimsatt that's about has some good stuff on reductionism, essential difference. I haven't gotten too far in this one, but this is kind of trying towards the metaphysics of emergence. I've got I've got these two books by Eugene Gendlin, A Process Model and Experiencing in the Creation of Meaning. And I've been reading him and talking with this guy, Rob Parker, about his ideas, and that's been pretty cool. It seems like a lot of different directions are coming together. I really like that book, The Blind Spot, by Evan Thompson and Frank, and forget the other physicist. But that was also pointing this out, that just where are we? Where are you? Where's our experience? I mean, how does our experience fit into this picture of the world that science and physics is giving us? And so I've just found this to be a fruitful question, and that there's a lot of people thinking about this, and so I do see it as part of. I mean, I've also been tried to get a job in climate science, and I may still look into that. And I mean, it's very hard to switch fields. My background is in particle accelerators, and I've done a lot with that, but I wanted to move on to some other things, and that's been hard. But anyway, done some. Right, what was my point? Yeah, anyway. So yeah, I think as far as thinking about where the next period, how we can get through this next period, in addition to the scientific aspect of the predicting the climate and using that to transform, to guide our choices, and then there's a lot of, I mean, maybe we need to use regenerative agriculture, use less energy, energy transformation using solar and more batteries, and then nuclear, I think, is important as well, fission and maybe fusion sometime. And anyway, all of that. In addition, I think there's a need for an internal development, a kind of a spiritual development, and some philosophical change in perspective. And so I feel like some of these, what I'm reading and seeing from different directions coming together about how we include ourselves, how we don't separate ourselves. I guess it was Whitehead who called it the bifurcation, when our inner worlds, our experiential worlds, and the physical world got kind of separated. And so then we sit here and we can even imagine ourselves as brains in vats, which is developed into being just disembodied computer programs. And that picture is just wrecking the world and giving us bizarre ideas about what human meaning is about as well. And so there's a kind of correction and a movement I can see of people trying to focus on embodiment, the fact, just kind of bring us back together again with the world and not feel this absolute separation. And that's happening in a lot of different directions. And I think that that's a helpful part of, and a necessary part of finding this next direction for the next period. Of course, there's all sorts of questions about how to deal with the politics, and maybe I won't get into that too much right now. I've been posting a lot on Blue Sky and just trying to figure out how I can be useful and what to do about all this stuff. I'll stop the share. Anyway, almost at 15 minutes here, so that's about it. I think, I was going to talk a little bit more about the paper, the Padmanabhan paper, and the details of how to go from quantum field theory to non-relativistic quantum mechanics. I'd also like to, maybe I'll go through my, in another video, I could go through the interbeam scattering work that I've been doing and some of the accelerator physics stuff. So anyway, that's about where we are. I don't really know if people will watch this, but maybe if I get better at doing these, it'll be more worth your time to to watch some of my videos. So thanks for watching, and I'll end it there. Bye.